Welcome to today's video, Romans 8 verse 15 explained. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Apostle Paul reminds believers that through faith in Christ they receive a new inward presence called the spirit of adoption. This reality stands in sharp contrast to the former spirit of bondage that held humanity captive to fear. In the ancient world, a slave could be punished without warning, so dread dominated daily life. Bondage therefore pictures a life driven by anxiety over judgment, and by the impossible struggle to satisfy a holy law. When Paul says you have not received that spirit again, he emphasizes discontinuity. Followers of Jesus once lived under such a rule but now belong to a different household. God does not rescue his children from slavery only to shackle them with fresh chains. Instead, he grants the very Spirit who unites them with his Son. Adoption was a legal act in Roman culture. An adopted child gained the same rights as a natural heir. Paul borrows that civic image to teach that every believer is fully included in the family of God with all privileges and protections. The phrase whereby we cry Abba Father moves the teaching from legal status to heartfelt experience. Abba was an everyday Aramaic term used at home to address one's father, conveying intimacy and trust rather than formal distance. By pairing Abba with the Greek word for father, Paul shows that this close bond embraces both Jewish and Gentile believers. The Spirit does more than inform minds about a new status. He stirs hearts to cry out in simple childlike confidence. Consider what this means for daily discipleship. Fear loses its grip because the believer no longer approaches God as a trembling slave but as a beloved son or daughter. Prayer becomes less a ritual and more a conversation with a caring parent. Obedience shifts from mere duty to grateful response. Even in seasons of weakness, the inner cry, Abba Father, affirms that relationship outweighs every other consideration. This freedom does not lead to careless living. A treasured child delights in honoring the household name, so the redeemed community gladly pursues love, justice, and purity. Service now flows from security, not anxiety. Where fear kept distance, adoption draws disciples into fellowship and mission. Romans 8:15 therefore captures the heart of the gospel. God liberates, adopts, indwells, and invites believers to call him Abba Father with the same boldness Jesus displays. Each time that cry rises, we rehearse the story of grace and anticipate the day faith becomes sight in the Father's house.